Wisdom seekers, let me ask you this. What if I told you that the secret to making 2025 your year has been hiding in plain sight for over 2 millennia? Imagine unlocking the kind of discipline, focus, and clarity that the greatest minds in history, people like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, used to shape their destinies. What if their ancient wisdom held the blueprint for your greatest year yet? This isn't just philosophy for dusty bookshelves. It's a guide to thriving in the chaos of modern life. Because the truth is, success isn't built in sudden bursts of brilliance. It's forged in the quiet repetition of habits. Habits that align your actions with your purpose, that ground you in resilience, and that transform ordinary days into extraordinary ones. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. So the question is, what are you doing, day in and day out, to become the person you aspire to be? Today, we dive into 10 habits rooted in timeless philosophy and crafted for today's challenges. These are not quick fixes or hollow promises. They are the tools to create a life of meaning, discipline, and success. Wisdom seekers, this is not just another video. This is your wake-up call. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Every like, subscribe helps us continue our mission of sharing knowledge. Are you ready to step into the year you were meant to live? Let's begin. Habit 1. The art of morning mastery. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have work to do.' As a human being." This simple reflection holds the key to mastering not just your mornings, but your entire day. How you begin each day is a declaration of your intentions. For the Stoics, morning wasn't just a transition from night to day. It was a sacred time to align the mind, body, and soul with purpose. When you wake up, resist the urge to grab your phone, check emails, or scroll through social media. Instead, dedicate the first moments of your day to clarity. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of grounding your thoughts. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Begin with a moment of silence or reflection. A powerful way to structure your mornings is by incorporating gratitude, movement, and focus. Before the demands of the day flood in, reflect on what you're thankful for. It could be as grand as the love of your family or as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise. It's a mental reset that trains your mind to focus on abundance instead of lack. The Stoics believed in the unity of mind and body. Seneca once remarked that a healthy body fosters a sharper mind. Physical activity in the morning isn't about aesthetics. It's about discipline, energy, and preparing your body to meet the day's challenges. A brisk walk, yoga, or a workout can do wonders for your focus and stamina. Journaling is one of the most underrated tools for building self-awareness. Use it to outline your intentions for the day. Write down 3 goals, no more, no less. Keep them actionable and specific. This practice creates clarity and prevents you from becoming overwhelmed by distractions. Your morning doesn't have to be long or elaborate. What matters is consistency. By owning your morning, you take control of your entire day. And in doing so, you set the stage for an extraordinary 2025. Habit 2. Ruthless elimination of distractions. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, warned us. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Notifications, emails, endless scrolling. They are the silent thieves of your destiny, stealing not just your minutes, but your focus, energy, and potential. Eliminating distractions is not just a productivity hack. It's an act of reclaiming your life. The first step is awareness. Understand where your time is going. Keep a log for 1 week, tracking how you spend every hour. You'll be shocked at how much time is lost to mindless activities. The Stoics believed in rigorous self-examination, and this is your opportunity to assess your habits with brutal honesty. Once you identify the culprits, take decisive action. If social media is your downfall, set strict limits or use tools that block access during your most productive hours. If email consumes your day, designate specific times to check it rather than being at its mercy. Create an environment that supports focus. This could mean decluttering your workspace, silencing notifications, or setting boundaries with people who interrupt your flow. Every yes to a distraction is a no to something meaningful. By removing what doesn't serve you, you create space for what truly matters: deep work, meaningful relationships, and personal growth. This practice aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings, emphasizing the importance of intentionality and self-control. Distractions are not just external, they're also internal. Negative thoughts, self-doubt, and overthinking can be just as disruptive. Combat these by practicing mindfulness and grounding yourself in the present moment. As Epictetus said, man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. By eliminating distractions, you free yourself to focus on your higher purpose. This clarity will not only make 2025 your most productive year, but also your most meaningful one. Habit 3, the power of saying no. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This may sound harsh, but the message is clear. Personal growth often requires going against the grain, and that includes saying no to what doesn't serve your purpose. The modern world glorifies busyness. The more commitments you juggle, the more successful you appear, or so it seems. But the truth is, spreading yourself too thin leads to mediocrity. Greatness comes from focusing your energy on the few things that truly matter. Saying no is not about rejecting others. It's about affirming yourself. Every time you say yes to something that isn't aligned with your values or goals, you dilute your energy. As Seneca put it, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. Mastering the art of no requires clarity. Take time to define your priorities. What are the top 3 areas of your life that deserve your full attention in 2025? These might be your health, a passion project, or deepening your relationships. Once you're clear on your priorities, every decision becomes simpler. Does this align with what truly matters? If not, the answer is no. Of course, saying no is easier said than done. You may fear disappointing others or missing out on opportunities, but remember, every no is a yes to something more important. It's a declaration of what you stand for and a step toward the life you want to create. The Stoics believed in living with integrity. They taught that a meaningful life comes from aligning your actions with your principles. Saying no is one of the most powerful ways to do this. It's not selfish, it's necessary. In 2025, let go of the fear of being judged or misunderstood. Embrace the discomfort of standing firm in your convictions. Each time you say no to what doesn't matter, you take a step closer to what does. Habit 4. Practicing radical self-discipline. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This single line encapsulates one of the most challenging yet rewarding truths about personal development. The path to freedom lies in discipline. And discipline, as the Stoics saw it, was not about punishment, it was about liberation. It's the bridge between intention and achievement, between who you are and who you aspire to be. In 2025, commit to becoming the master of your own mind, body, and actions through radical self-discipline. This habit is not about grinding endlessly or sacrificing joy. It's about aligning your actions with your highest values and goals. Discipline allows you to resist fleeting temptations in favor of long-term fulfillment. Self-discipline begins with understanding your weaknesses. The Stoics were relentless in their practice of self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Reflect deeply. Where do you often falter? Do you procrastinate, overindulge, or give in to distractions? Identify these areas without judgment, as awareness is the first step toward change. Once you know your weak points, set up systems to fortify yourself. Discipline isn't about relying on willpower alone, it's about creating an environment that supports your goals. For example, if you struggle with unhealthy eating, don't just resolve to eat better. Remove junk food from your home, plan nutritious meals in advance, and surround yourself with people who encourage healthy habits. Another cornerstone of discipline is consistency. Small, repeated actions lead to monumental results. Seneca put it best. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Don't focus on the grand outcome. Focus on the day-to-day habits that move you closer to your goals. If your goal is to write a book, commit to writing a single page each day. If you want to improve your fitness, commit to just 20 minutes of exercise daily. The key is showing up, no matter how small the effort seems. Discipline is also deeply tied to emotional resilience. Life will test your resolve, presenting obstacles and setbacks that threaten to derail your progress. When this happens, remember Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Cultivate the ability to stay calm and focused in the face of adversity. Treat each challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger, not as an excuse to give up. In 2025, make radical self-discipline your mantra. Every time you resist a temptation or push through discomfort, you're not just achieving a goal, you're becoming the person who can achieve even greater things. Habit 5. Embracing the power of reflection. The unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates' timeless words remind us of a truth that many overlook. Without reflection, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes and live passively instead of intentionally. Reflection is the process of turning inward, of taking stock of your thoughts, actions, and progress. It is a habit that transforms experience into wisdom. In 2025, make reflection a non-negotiable part of your life. This habit is not about wallowing in the past, it's about learning from it. The Stoics called this practice premeditatio, or premeditation, which involves envisioning potential outcomes and preparing for them with reason and resilience. But reflection goes beyond anticipation. It includes reviewing your day, your decisions, and your development with honesty and compassion. One of the most effective ways to reflect is through journaling. Seneca, who often wrote letters to himself and others, believed that writing was a tool for clarifying thoughts and deepening understanding. Dedicate time each evening to write about your day. What went well? What could have been better? What lessons can you carry forward? This exercise not only sharpens your self-awareness, but also helps you track your progress over time. Reflection also involves questioning your assumptions and beliefs. Marcus Aurelius often challenged his own thoughts, asking whether they were rooted in reality or merely perceptions. In today's world, where we are bombarded with information and opinions, it's easy to adopt ideas without critically examining them. Make it a habit to question. Why do I believe this? Is this belief serving me, or is it holding me back? Another powerful aspect of reflection is gratitude. The Stoics frequently meditated on the fleeting nature of life to cultivate appreciation for the present moment. Seneca wrote, "We are always complaining that our days are few, and acting as though there would be no end of them." By reflecting on what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. This practice grounds you in abundance and reduces unnecessary desires. Lastly, use reflection as a tool for recalibration. Life is dynamic, and your goals and priorities may evolve. Regularly take time to assess whether you're still on the right path. Are your actions aligned with your values? Are you moving toward the life you want to create? If not, make adjustments without hesitation. As the Stoics taught, flexibility is not weakness, it's wisdom. In 2025, let reflection be your compass. Through this habit, you will not only learn from your experiences, but also ensure that every step you take is intentional and meaningful. Habit 6. Cultivating resilience through voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed that to thrive in life, one must embrace discomfort, not avoid it. Seneca advised, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This practice of voluntary discomfort wasn't about self-punishment. It was about building resilience and freeing oneself from fear. In a world obsessed with comfort and convenience, cultivating resilience through discomfort is a radical but transformative habit. Begin by identifying the areas where you've grown too dependent on ease. It might be your reliance on fast food, your tendency to avoid difficult conversations, or your aversion to physical exertion. Then, deliberately choose to step outside your comfort zone. For example, you can practice fasting to develop discipline around food. Skip a meal or fast for a day, not to harm yourself, but to remind yourself that hunger is not the end of the world. Similarly, try cold showers. The initial shock of cold water is uncomfortable, but over time it strengthens your mind and body, teaching you to endure discomfort with grace. Discomfort also extends to emotional resilience. Challenge yourself to have the difficult conversations you've been avoiding. Whether it's setting boundaries, apologizing, or addressing conflict, these moments of discomfort lead to growth and deeper connections. Remember, avoiding discomfort doesn't eliminate the problem. It only prolongs it. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable and often harsh. By exposing yourself to discomfort voluntarily, you prepare yourself for the inevitable challenges life will throw your way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you face discomfort head-on, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fears. In 2025, make voluntary discomfort a regular practice. Not only will it build your resilience, but it will also deepen your gratitude for the comforts you do enjoy. This habit is a profound reminder that true strength comes not from avoiding challenges, but from embracing them. Habit 7. Building deep and intentional relationships. Aristotle once wrote, "Man is by nature a social animal." While the Stoics placed great emphasis on individual virtue and self-discipline, they also recognized the irreplaceable value of meaningful relationships. Marcus Aurelius reflected on the importance of treating others with kindness and patience, urging himself to be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Relationships are the fabric of a fulfilling life, yet in the hustle of modern existence, they're often neglected or taken for granted. In 2025, commit to building relationships that nourish your soul, challenge your thinking, and support your growth. The first step is to focus on quality over quantity. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to accumulate superficial connections, but true fulfillment comes from depth, not breadth. Reflect on the people in your life, who inspires you, supports you, and shares your values. Dedicate more time and energy to these connections, even if it means saying no to less meaningful interactions. The Stoics taught that relationships are an opportunity to practice virtue. Seneca advised, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." This doesn't mean you should abandon those who are struggling or imperfect, but rather that you should surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth and align with your values. Be intentional in choosing your inner circle. Deep relationships require effort and vulnerability. In a world where surface-level communication dominates, take the time to truly know and understand others. Ask meaningful questions, listen without interruption, and seek to empathize. Epictetus taught that we should seek first to understand, not to be understood. This principle, though simple, is often overlooked. One of the most transformative habits you can adopt is to practice gratitude within your relationships. Seneca frequently reminded himself to cherish the people in his life, for their presence is fleeting and not guaranteed. Express your appreciation openly and often. A simple thank you or a heartfelt acknowledgement can strengthen bonds and deepen trust. Relationships also serve as a mirror for self-improvement. When conflicts arise, use them as opportunities to practice patience, forgiveness, and understanding. Marcus Aurelius counseled himself to remember that everyone is fighting their own internal battles, saying, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" In 2025, make it your mission to cultivate relationships that reflect your highest values. Be the kind of friend, partner, or mentor you would want in your own life. By doing so, you not only enrich your own experience, but also contribute to the growth and happiness of others. Habit 8. Mastering your emotional responses. Epictetus famously said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." This wisdom reveals a powerful truth. You have control over how you respond to life's challenges. In a world filled with uncertainty and adversity, mastering your emotions is one of the most important skills you can develop. In 2025, commit to becoming the master of your emotional landscape. Start by recognizing that emotions themselves are not the enemy. They are natural responses to external stimuli. The key is not to suppress them, but to manage them with reason and awareness. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to pause before reacting, writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." One way to cultivate emotional mastery is through mindfulness. This practice trains you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When anger, fear, or frustration arises, Take a moment to breathe deeply and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What story am I telling myself about this situation? By creating space between stimulus and response, you regain control over your actions. Another Stoic tool for emotional mastery is amor fati, or the love of fate. This principle teaches you to embrace life's events, whether positive or negative, as necessary and meaningful. Seneca wrote, "A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting carefree happiness." By accepting what you cannot change and focusing on what you can, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Emotional mastery also involves challenging your cognitive distortions, those irrational thoughts that amplify negative emotions. For example, if you face criticism, your initial reaction might be to feel attacked or invalidated, but upon reflection, you might realize that the criticism holds valuable feedback, or that it says more about the critic than about you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." Lastly, emotional mastery requires forgiveness. Holding on to grudges or resentment only harms you. Seneca observed, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." Let go of past wrongs, not as a favor to others, but as an act of self-liberation. In 2025, make emotional mastery a cornerstone of your personal development. By learning to respond rather than react, you not only navigate life's challenges with grace, but also unlock a sense of inner peace that no external force can disturb. Habit 9. Living with purpose and intentionality. The Stoics believed that the ultimate goal of life was to live in accordance with nature and reason, aligning one's actions with a higher purpose. Marcus Aurelius often meditated on the importance of living intentionally, writing, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This habit, though deceptively simple, holds the key to living a life of fulfillment and impact. In 2025, make it your mission to live each day with purpose. Begin by asking yourself, what is my higher aim? For some, it might be contributing to their community or family. For others, it could be mastering a skill or creating something meaningful. Whatever your purpose, let it guide your decisions and actions. Without a clear sense of purpose, it's easy to drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of shaping them. Living with intentionality also means simplifying your life. The Stoics valued simplicity, recognizing that excessive desires and distractions pull us away from our true calling. Seneca advised, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Identify what truly matters to you and eliminate the rest. This isn't about deprivation, it's about focus. By shedding the non-essential, you create space for what aligns with your values. Purpose is not something you discover once and for all. It's something you refine through action. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on his duties as a ruler, father, and philosopher, adjusting his actions to meet the demands of each role. Similarly, your purpose may evolve as you grow. Stay attuned to these changes and be willing to adapt. Intentional living also requires vigilance against distractions. As Epictetus observed, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. Instead of wasting energy on what others are doing wrong, focus on what you can do right. Each day, ask yourself, did I live in alignment with my purpose today? If not, how can I improve tomorrow? In 2025, let purpose and intentionality guide you. By committing to what truly matters and cutting away what doesn't, you create a life of meaning, fulfillment, and impact, a life worthy of the Stoic ideal. Habit 10. Pursuing lifelong learning and wisdom. The Stoics believed that the pursuit of wisdom was the highest goal of a human life. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor, wrote extensively about his quest for knowledge and self-improvement, emphasizing the importance of intellectual humility and curiosity. He often reminded himself, be eager to learn. In 2025, embrace the mindset of a lifelong learner, for it is through continuous learning that we expand our perspectives, sharpen our minds, and enrich our lives. The pursuit of wisdom begins with an open mind. The Stoics were not dogmatic. They sought truth wherever it could be found. As Seneca wrote, the wise man belongs to all countries, for the home of a great soul is the whole world. This means seeking knowledge not only from books, but also from diverse people, cultures, and experiences. Approach every interaction with the humility to learn something new, even from unexpected sources. Reading is one of the most powerful tools for lifelong learning. The Stoics themselves were voracious readers, often drawing insights from other philosophers, poets, and historians. Make it a habit to read every day, focusing on books that challenge your thinking and expand your understanding. Dive into the works of great minds, ancient and modern alike, and engage deeply with their ideas. But remember, reading is not just about accumulating information. It's about application. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Beyond books, learning through experience is equally vital. The Stoics believed that life itself is a teacher, offering lessons through every success and failure. Epictetus emphasized this point, saying, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Reflect on your experiences, extracting wisdom from both triumphs and setbacks. View challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Surrounding yourself with wise individuals is another way to accelerate your learning. Seek mentors, peers, and communities that inspire and challenge you. Seneca famously wrote letters to his friend Lucilius, sharing his philosophical insights and engaging in meaningful dialogue. Similarly, engage in discussions that stimulate your intellect and broaden your perspective. Lastly, cultivate the habit of teaching others. As the saying goes, to teach is to learn twice. Sharing your knowledge not only helps others, but also deepens your own understanding. Whether it's mentoring a colleague, discussing ideas with friends, or writing about your insights, teaching reinforces your learning and allows you to contribute to the growth of others. In 2025, let the pursuit of wisdom be your guiding principle. By committing to lifelong learning, you not only improve yourself, but also enrich the lives of those around you. Wisdom is not a destination, it's a journey. And the more you learn, the more you realize how much there is still to discover. Final thoughts. Turning intentions into reality. As we close this journey through the 10 transformative habits, remember that knowledge without action is meaningless. The Stoics believed that philosophy was not a theoretical exercise, but a practical guide for living. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one." Let these habits inspire you, but more importantly, let them move you to action. The year 2025 is a blank canvas, and these habits are the brushes and colors with which you can paint a masterpiece. Start small. Consistency, not perfection, is the key to success. As Seneca advised, progress, however small, is still progress. Implement one habit at a time and watch how each one compounds to create profound change in your life. Remember, the essence of Stoicism is not about controlling the world, but mastering yourself. By practicing these habits, you align your actions with your values, embrace resilience in the face of adversity, and cultivate a life of purpose and fulfillment. You don't have to transform overnight. Growth is a process, and every step forward is a victory. To my fellow wisdom seekers, the future is yours to create. The habits we've explored today are more than strategies. They are a way of life, a path to becoming the best version of yourself. Take these principles to heart, apply them with dedication, and let 2025 be the year you rise to your full potential. As Marcus Aurelius urged himself, live as though you were dying, yet still as though you had centuries ahead of you. Strive to make each day count, and let this be the year you take control of your destiny. The journey ahead will not be easy, but it will be worth it. And remember, you are not alone. Together, as wisdom seekers, we embark on this path of growth, resilience, and purpose. Here's to making 2025 your year, your best year yet.